I'm gonna tell you why this. I'm gonna tell you why Zion would have been a terrible pick. It would have been even just as bad as Anthony Davis. First of all, we talked about the injuries. We know that because he's had those injuries. But you're the one of the biggest reasons you're getting rid of Luka Doncic is not because he's a great. We know he's a great offensive player, but defensively he sucks at defense. If you watch Zion, Zion is like a LeBron James. He'll get the block, but it's like a off the ball, block or something like that. Zion is
A
not
chase
a
down.
Yeah, Zion is not a good defensive player. When he's playing one-on-one defense, his guy gets by him. He's not good. So why would you trade Luka Doncic, who's a way better offensive player than Zion, to bring Zion over and have the same defensive lows that you already have?
Yeah,
That
we
doesn't make
we
any
we're not
sense.
saying that we're not saying that's wrong. We're just saying that you have with him being younger, you have a better chance of him working out the health thing. And yes, he's maybe not a great on-ball defender, but he's a pretty good team defender.
He's
Luka's
not a
not a good on-ball defender, and he's not a good team defender.
Zion
He ain't
is
got
not
no chase down blocks. He don't do that. Let's be
Zion
honest.
Zion is a terrible defender though. That's what I'm saying. Zion is more athletic, so he might get some blocks because he's more athletic. But Zion has never been a good defender. He just focuses on his offense. That would have been a terrible trade. One, because of the injuries, because the same thing y'all said about Anthony Davis, we know about Zion. There's been times where Zion's come back and he's played half the season and then he's injured again and he's injured all next season.
I
That's what we've seen from
bet
him.
you.
So, you know.
I bet you the Mavs wouldn't have traded away Zion like they just traded AD to the Wizards. They would have been like, he's young enough, we can maybe develop. We'll take him and still try to work with him. I bet you they would not have given a young Zion, even with the injuries, to the Wizards like they sent AD off for nothing.
Well,
Like
Yeah, they
I'm
just
just
gave him away, like, "Get this guy out of
but well,
like."
what I'm saying is, I hear you talking about how young he is, but far as basketball goes, that would have been a terrible trade. The reason why they got Anthony Davis wasn't just because Anthony Davis was a good offensive player. They got Anthony Davis because he was a real good defensive player. They just didn't take into account
4
all that.
years ago.
He was still, even whenever he plays, even when he played that half, he played good defense. Anthony
You see
Davis.
that?
No, but what I'm saying is you're talking when you talk about Anthony Davis, you keep bringing up his injuries, but when you talk about Zion, you're like, "Oh, but he's young, forget his injuries." No, he's always injured just like
We
Anthony
didn't say
yeah,
Davis.
he's
forget his
injured.
injuries, he
But
just
He's
has
injured.
a better chance of getting right than AD does.
the difference, I wouldn't have trade. It would have been a dumb trade regardless. The Giannis would have been a good trade because
I agree.
Giannis is not injury prone like that. Yeah, he got injured, but he's not injury prone like that, and he's a good defensive player. The team that they were trying to have a defensive team. It just didn't work out because Kyrie's
Yeah,
injured.
but